Recording is on.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to
Good evening.
tonight's clarity series. Tonight session of the clarity series. Okay, so I'm just going to do a bit of an introduction, then we'll proceed. All right. So if you know anyone that is meant to be on this call, you can just send them the link or remind them that we have started. All right. Please, I'm in a session, so don't walk up and down. Thank you. All right, sorry about that. So, the Clarity series is our weekly program where verified experts on scale it share practical wisdom, and you get the opportunity to book a one-of-one session with them after the section. All right. So, tonight we're going to be having um and we are going to be having two experts tonight, but we're going to start with Miss Damilola, right? Am I correct? We're going to start with Miss Dami. So I'm going to read out our portfolio for everyone
Yes, yes.
so that we'll get to know her and we'll get to know all that we are about to learn from her, or the area we are about to learn from her, rather. All right. So Damilola Mercy Oluwashola is the executive director of Skillful Mind Wholesome Initiative for Women and Children. She's also the head of Skywise Foundation and a current program officer with Yali Network Abuja. She's a writer, women and children's rights advocate, an entrepreneur, and passionate leader dedicated to creating sustainable social impact. Through her platform and initiatives, she supports vulnerable women and children in marginalized communities while championing quality education, gender equality, community development, and youth empowerment. Our work focuses on equipping individuals with the knowledge, opportunities, and resources needed to thrive and contribute meaningfully to society. She's also committed to mentoring young people, helping them discover their purpose, build confidence, develop leadership capacity, and navigate personal and professional challenges with clarity and direction. All right. So she specializes in social development, community development. So she's also a writer and an entrepreneur. Okay. So tonight we have the honor of having Miss Damilola Oluwashola in our midst tonight. So you are welcome, ma. You are welcome.
Thank you very
So
much.
the floor is
Thank
yours.
you.
So you can go ahead with the session. Thank you so much, ma.
Thank you, Mr. Emmanuel, for that good introduction. I want to be sure everybody can hear me. Can you all hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. Thank you. Okay, so tonight, like Mr. Emmanuel mentioned, I'll be taking the session on the clarity session, and I would want to focus on um building a good foundation for our careers and business. So I'll be speaking between the next 30 to 35 minutes on building a solid career and business identity. A solid career and a solid career and business identity in the 21st century, right? Because we will agree that how people run business now is totally different from how it was done before now. So we are looking at the new dynamics and how we can, you adapt and make use of the new development and tools available in our generation to our advantage. So, and I believe that is one mistake that most people make in business and even in their career as well. They want to stick to the old ways, the old norms, the way things are being done, and we live in an evolving world. Like the world evolves every time. Sometimes what is done last week is quite different from what you have this week. Sometimes even every day, like changes happen every day. So we need to keep equipping ourselves. We need to keep developing ourselves so that we can, adjust with our word. All right, and it is very important as young people, that, either following career or building a business. So you need clarity in your young career business. So you don't say, oh, mine it's not to run my business every day. Let me sell this and sell that and make profits and go. No, I'm just a 9 to 5. Just go to work, get things done, and get back. So it's actually beyond that. If you want to, achieve something meaningful at the end of the day. So, like I said, I'll be speaking on building a solid career and business identity in the 21st century. So, um, sorry, okay. So, clarity is one of the greatest advantages you can have when making important career or business decisions. Why we are emphasizing on clarity is because when we live in a world right now where we things can get a lot confusing. Like you, if you are not, if you don't really understand maybe the dynamics of your field or your your niche, like your area of specialization, if you don't really understand the dynamics surrounding that, you could get confused along the line. So this is why clarity is important from time to time. Before making your next strategic move, you need to take time to define your goals, understand your strengths, evaluate the opportunities before you, and ensure that your decision aligns with your long-term vision. That's very important. So you can't be living your life or running your business or your career like the next person, because both of you can have different vision. Both of you can have different goals at the end of the day. So the way you're running business is quite different from the way you run yours. So when you have clarity, you make decisions with confidence and with purpose because you understand. And that's why I mentioned that you need to understand the dynamics of your sector, your field. So to make decision will be easy because you already know the in and out of that particular thing you're doing. So positioning yourself for growth means intentionally preparing for the opportunities. So it's one thing to have clarity, is another thing to now continue to prepare yourself for opportunities, because they said when opportunity meets preparedness, like if you're prepared, then everything will work out. So you can't just keep waiting for opportunities and you are not prepared. You have to be prepared every time, every time. So it's like when they call you, anytime they call you, you are ready to jump up. For instance, I was discussing with Mr. Balamin earlier this evening before I joined the call. Like, I knew that today I picked second Saturday, but a lot of things happen, and then you are occupied, and you can't really even focus on your schedule. And some things will jump in and out of the schedule, and you still have to try to make sure that you are, prepared at any time. Okay, this. So when they called me, I was like, wow, I didn't know it's like it's already the second Saturday you get, but like they would say, never to be caught on fresh. Oh, how would I say it? So you have to be prepared at all times. Like when anybody can call on you, okay, your business, your brand, you must be ready to deliver. That's it. And it takes being intentional. All right. So this involves continuously developing relevant skills, building meaningful relationships, increasing your visibility, embracing innovation, and staying adaptable to change. So there are about 4 points now. I just mentioned now. Developing relevant skills. You need to develop relevant skills. You need to build meaningful relationship. So it's one thing to have the skills, it's another thing to know how to communicate with clients, customers, and all of that. Build good relationships. That's how you can sustain your brand or your career. and increase visibility. That's the third point. So because people need to know what you're doing, then you can't be hidden. Like you can't be in the dark and expect that okay, my customers will find me. No, you need to come out so that people see what you are doing. For instance, like the Bible says, sorry, I have to make reference to the Bible. It says like a city built on the hill cannot be hidden. All right, when you are built up, you cannot be hidden. And it says we do not light a candle or a lamp and put it under the bed. It needs to be where it can, give light to the whole house. So people need to see what you're doing. And
Almost thank
okay,
God though.
then oh, someone's mic is not needs to
Give me
be
more.
on mute. Like needs to be muted. Sorry, I don't know who that is. So increasing your visibility, then embracing innovation. So embracing innovation, like I said, we're in a world where things change every time. So you need to be able to embrace the positive changes and know how to, adapt. Like we are presently seeing AI. AI is taking over so many business and brands today, and we need to, like, it has a lot of advantage, like so many advantages, but you need to be able to channel those advantages, like make good use of it. So embracing innovation and staying adaptable to change. So these two go hand in hand, because now you can't just keep saying, "Oh, I'm used to these old ways of doing this thing. I need to stay like that." Like doing business from one place to another. That's how it will remain. No, nowadays, like if you most times if you want to buy something, either you go to the store or the person's shop and get them, or probably the person maybe you meet somewhere else and then you collect it. But now we're in the era of logistics, like dispatch riders. You don't even need to move out of your house. You need to just place order, and then the dispatch rider brings it right to your doorstep. Imagine you're running a business in the 21st century and you're saying, me, I'm scared of dispatch riders. Oh, me, I cannot trust dispatch riders. You just like slow down the growth of your business. So you must be able to adapt to change. So growth is not just about waiting for the next opportunity. It's about becoming the kind of person or business that opportunities naturally seek out. So now you're not the one that will be looking for the opportunities now. The opportunities themselves come to you when they see that you are prepared. And then someone will be like, "Oh." The thing is, if you are always prepared, you will definitely get an opportunity. That's it. If you're always prepared, because it's either it comes to you directly or indirectly. We've seen cases where people say, "Oh, who can do this?" And maybe the person that is supposed to do it is not available. And then you say, "Oh, I can do it." And then you take it up. Or someone knows your capability and then they are able to refer you. Maybe when someone needs something, "Oh, who can do this for me? I know my friend who can do this. I know this guy can do this." So there will always be opportunity. Opportunities will come for you. If you are prepared, it will speak for itself. That's what my point this evening. I hope we are getting it. I hope I'm carrying everyone along. I don't know if we can use emojis here, but if you are following, if you can use your emojis, I would love to see that. So I'm sure that everybody is understanding and following. Okay. Um. Okay. So in building a solid career, there are some things you need to invest in. There's some things you need to like in line with preparation. All right. There's some things you need to invest in, and they are like the C's of um, building something substantial. Like everything starts with letter C. So, and I like this because it will be easy for us to remember. I don't know if we are taking notes, but if you are taking notes, it will be good, because it will enable us to be able to go back to the our notes, like what we've penned down to, you know, go over it over and over again and digest it, so that we don't just hear it once and then forget. So your greatest asset is not your company, it's not your degree, it's not your funding, it is you. I want us to know that at the back of our mind. The biggest asset you have as a young person, as an individual, as a young business person, as as a young startup founder, the biggest asset you have is not even your capital, is not your resources, or the people around you. It is firstly you. You have to recognize that you are the most important, because you are the one that will be you're the one that will be in charge of whatever it is that you are doing, either in your career or your business. So you are your number one asset. All right. and your capacity, the level of preparedness and your capacity determines how big your business is going to be. That's just it. Your business cannot grow bigger than you. I don't know if we are following. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. Your business cannot expand. Your career, you cannot go beyond who you are. I hope we are following that. If you're training something that I want us to note that down, you cannot grow beyond who you are. You cannot be big. Your brand cannot be bigger than you. So it is best for you as an individual to continue to increase your capacity, increase your abilities, if you want your business or your brand or your career to be to be increased as well, because those things cannot grow bigger than you. So what do? You need to invest in yourself. Invest in yourselves. And this is where the C is coming. Invest in your character. Number one is invest in your character, how you relate with clients, how you relate with customers, how you relate with your fellow, partners and all of that, how you relate with colleagues at work. It is very, very important. I mentioned something about relationship earlier too. So invest in your character. Some people, why their business is not doing well, it's not because they don't know how to do it. Why they are not thriving in their business, and it's not because they don't know how to do it. It's not because they are not good at what they do. It's just because of their character. They don't have a good character. They cannot relate well with their customers and their clients. Why some bosses lose staff most time, people, it's because people can't work with them. Some employers, they struggle to gain staff because people can't just work with them, or some colleagues as well, like some employees as well. They're always having issues with their colleague. Today, tomorrow, it's one fight after another. It's because they have not taken time to invest in character. So character is the first C. Then invest in your competence. Competence is what you can do. Invest in yourself to be able to increase the ability of you doing one thing or the other. Maybe you are a fashion designer. Keep investing in yourself so that you continue to, become better and better. Whatever it is you are doing, invest in your competence. Let people be able to say this person is very good at this job. So I've mentioned character, I've mentioned confidence, and number three is confidence. So you need to invest in your confidence. Someone can say, how do I invest my confidence? You need to build confidence every time. Increase your confidence. I can do this. Don't allow fear hold you back. Um, I made a post on LinkedIn, I think yesterday. I also tagged the Scale It platform. I was referring to a flight I had, I think last year, and that particular flight stood out for me because, like I said, it was a journey, like a trip I had to go or out of my comfort zone to an unfamiliar ground, like very unfamiliar ground. And was it tough? Yes, it was. But I knew I needed to make that trip because I needed clarity at that time. I needed to know what next to do. And I did not regret it. In fact, it turned out to be an answered prayer, like I mentioned. So sometimes what scares us the most is what we even need. So you need to be able to overcome that fear, invest in your confidence. Someone used to say something, always try it, like be bold enough to try it. If it works, good, you win. If it does not work, then you have learned. So either ways, you win. I love that quote a lot. Like always go for it. If it works, fine. You got it right. And if it doesn't work, then you have learned something. Like next time when you want to go do it, you won't do it that way. So you have learned. So either ways, you won. So we should invest in our confidence and don't allow fear to hold us back. So I mentioned character, competence, confidence, then invest in communication. I think communication also goes with character because it it's based on how you communicate with people. All right. And if you don't have a good character, there's no how you can communicate well with people. So communication is very important. Make sure you are listening to gain, not just listening to react. Or some people don't even listen at all. They just talk. You need to be able to listen right and communicate well. Maybe you want to pass a message to your clients, to your customers. This is it. This is it. Some people, some of their products, it does not scale because I hope you can hear me.
Yes, I can
Can
hear
you
you.
all still hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Because all right, because a call came in and I want to be sure that you can hear me. So you must
Yeah,
be
we
able to
can hear you,
like
man.
communicate. All right, you must be able to communicate well to your customers, your clients, your colleagues, whoever it is you're working with. some people, like I was saying, their brand does not scale, not because it's not good, but because they've not been able to communicate. Just even the procedure, how to use this item or how to use this um brand or something, they're not able to communicate it properly. Like, people, you pick up something and be like, how do you even use this thing? Like, maybe the designer must have explained, but it's not well detailed. So communication involves remembering all the details, highlighting all the details. Not that you just pass the message and say, okay, this is no. You need to be able to communicate in detail to your clients, your customers, your colleagues, your employers, whoever it is you are working with. All right. Okay, so okay. So invest also in consistency. Consistency. You must be consistent as well. So that's 5 C's, right? So if you are jotting: character, competence, confidence, communication, and consistency. Consistency is one thing I really like about building your brand and startup, and even as a young career person, is because it is really beneficial. Why do I say this? Is because consistency involves always turning up, like always doing what you are supposed to do, either it is convenient or not, either you feel like it or not, either it is perfect timing or not. You just keep doing what you're doing, whether people celebrate you or not, either people appreciate what you're doing or not. You just stay focused and you keep doing what you're doing. So it is very important. It's one of the most powerful tools you can ever have to be successful in career or business. Just keep showing up, just keep doing it, just keep doing it, just keep going. Every single day, tell yourself, I will not get tired, I'll keep doing this. Invest in your consistency. If you're tired, there's a post video now that people usually do nowadays. You say, I do this. Maybe they'll be using they'll try to do what they're doing, and then they're writing the prompts like, I do this when I'm tired, I do this when I'm sick, I do this when I'm not motivated, I do this when I'm down, I do this when I'm hungry, I do this when I'm sleepy. Then you just keep doing, and it pays off, because in the long run your body is already adjust, like your body adjusts to that, and then your mind adjusts to that as well. So you keep doing it, not because of anybody, not because of any recognition, but because it is satisfying to you. You find fulfillment in it. All right. So those are the C's of character, like the C's of investment. What you need to invest in: character, competence, confidence, communication, and then consistency. So this brings me to my number 2 principle. What I mentioned now was principle 1. So this is principle 2 now, and it is being excellent at what you do. And I like the fact that it's coming immediately after consistency, because you cannot be excellent at whatever it is that you are doing if you're not consistent at it. Like, if you're not really good at it, you have to be consistent, and that's what brings excellence. So people will only pay for results, maybe in your brand, whatever it is you are doing. They only when they see that you are doing something, when they see that it is good, without any doubt, right? So excellence, it's not negotiable, because if you find out, if you look around, a lot of people are doing the same thing that you're doing. There's times that I'll just look down like, if you say you are a baker, maybe if you turn right, left, front, every other person, most people are baking. Like, sometimes if I need maybe to bake, and I want to, like, maybe I want to give the job to someone, I just check my phone. I'll be like, this one, the person is baking, who will I now give? Like, everybody is baking. So what will influence my decision again is that I'll now think, okay, this person that did it this time, did the person do how do I rate this person's job? How do I rate this person's job? How do I rate this person's job? So when I look at everything, I'm like, okay, this person stands out for me among all of them. So you need to be excellent at what you do, because a lot of people are doing the same thing you are doing, but what will make yours to be outstanding, or to be preferred, it's if you are very, very good at it. Like, if it is excellently good. So you need to be consistent so that you can be excellent at what you do. So principle 3 is develop transferable skills. So it's still about skills. I mentioned skills earlier. You need to focus on developing skills that technology cannot offer. Let me put it that way. Because now technology, AI, they can offer practically anything. But as humans, this is one advantage over them. They cannot talk, they cannot communicate like in person. You get, so those kind of skills we have to keep building on it. They can't talk, they can't communicate. That is one. Secondly, they cannot lead. That okay, oh, they are now leaders. Maybe they are putting one robot in charge of one thing. No, they can't lead. They can't really communicate. So those kind of skills are what we should focus on as humans. We should focus on developing them. Number one is your leadership skills. When your employers or people around you, your clients, when they see that you have this particular skill, it draws them closer to you. All right. So leadership skill, critical thinking. You need to be able to think outside the box. If everybody's going this way, you don't necessarily have to go that way. You can sit back and look at it as okay. If I do my own like this, will I have a better result? I was discussing with someone who is into baking and pastries and all of that, and she was telling me that because I know the actual price of some snacks around the estate where I stay. So she was like, she thought of how she can make her own difference so that at least she can even get more customers, despite that there are so many um vendors already. She now thought, okay, I think it was Milky Donuts. Yes, thank God I remembered. Milky Donuts. She was like, the normal price for Milky Donuts, I can't really place it now. I think that is, I'm not sure, but let's say for instance it's like 2,000 or something like that, or 2,500. She decided to make as I think 1,000, but still the same, nice quality and all of that. She said the only thing she did, she reduced the size a little bit, so at least she can still try to get a little bit of profit. But she said it works for her because people now started patronizing her. The same, in fact, not even the same. This one, you get real quality for what you are buying, for what you are paying for. So she was like, she just thought of that idea that I can make it a little bit smaller than the normal one, and then make the price cheaper than normal. So now, and it's well, because even me personally, if I want to get it, if I check the price of like the normal price and I say okay, this one is too high and ours is a bit low, I would prefer to go fast as long as I'm still getting the same satisfaction. In fact, a better satisfaction. So that is someone's idea. She just thought of that and like, okay, this, and it works. So you must be able to think outside the box. Like, what can I do differently? Because the truth is, we're in a competitive world, we're in a competitive society. Everybody is into whatever it is that you're doing. A lot of people are they are into the market as well. So you need to do something that will make you make sales and then still make profit. So focus on transferable skills like leadership, critical thinking, like I mentioned, and emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence. This is another thing that the AI does not have because they don't have emotions, right? But we have emotions. This has to be with how do you relate with people. Like when we mentioned communication and character, you can't just be relating with people just because you feel you can behave anyhow, you can act anyhow. No, but that kind of character you can't go far in business and career. You must be emotionally, alert, and you must have empathy. Like empathy is very important. So just look at people and just say, oh, just react anyhow. No, you need to like see things from other people's perspective. See, act as like you are in their shoes. All right. Maybe a customer comes to complain to you about something, they just react, or maybe a client or your employee or your colleague just react anyhow. No, you need to know how best to relate with people. So leadership, critical thinking, emotional intelligence, public speaking. These are skills you can invest in. How do you speak in public and all of that? How do you advertise your brand, talk about your brand or what you do? Then negotiation is also another skill. Negotiation is another important skill in business. Yeah, very important in business because maybe something is supposed to go for this price, and then the customer or the client is saying, let me have it at this price. It now depends on picking a particular price and or agreeing on a particular price that suits the customer and still favors you as well, because you cannot go below the amount you got the product or below what you invested in the product you get, but there should be a level ground. Yeah, so both parties are satisfied at the end of the day. It has to do with negotiation. Some people cannot negotiate. Somebody just come and say, okay, I want to do this. So how much can you do it for? Maybe to bake a cake or to do something, and you say maybe 30,000 or 20,000. Person be like, I don't have that much. Like, okay, be going. That's no, there can be. You can. One thing I like about negotiation is you can work in line with the person's budget. That's another way to have a successful negotiation. You can work in line with the person's budget. It works every time. Don't forget that. Okay, so we also build your writing skills, your problem solving skills, your digital literacy. Those are skills you can build. Problem solving, maybe there's an issue, and then you be able to like rate it and try to, know how to solve um the problem or how to go about it. So principle 4 is build relationships before you need them. You need to continue to, build relationship, the right relationship. So giving value, showing up, following through, keeping your word, staying connected, um, just being there for others. So that you're not doing this because you hope that one day that they'll pay back, but it's just about building relationship. You don't know the day that you might need that particular contact or that particular relationship. So the same thing with principle 5, which is build systems, not just ambition. It's the same thing. If you're building good relationships, you're building system. How do I learn? How do I plan? How do I track progress? How do I manage my finances? How do I improve monthly? This is how to build a good system that will last. You're not just building the career or building your business without having a clear plan of how to go about it. All right. So principle 6 is think long term. Long term. You're not just doing whatever it is you're doing for the now. You are doing it for the future as well. You should be able to build a business that would last, that will stand the test of time. You don't just chase quick profit. I want to make money. I want to make money. You just make money. What of the lifespan of the business or whatever it is you are doing? So you need to build instead of just chasing profits. Build on good reputation, credibility, relationships, knowledge, and integrity. These things will speak for the business, for the brand, for yourself as a person, long after you are not even there. So long after you're gone, or even when you are there or not, So build reputation, credibility that people can they can vouch for your business, for your brand. As I trust this brand. They won't sell something bad, or they won't produce something bad, or even as a career person, your colleague can say, oh no, I trust this person. She will deliver on the job. Your boss can call you and say, okay, I want you to go and do it because I know you will give in your best. So that is reputation, credibility, relationships, knowledge. You need to know like the technical know how to go about your business and even your job, as well as integrity. So you must be a trustworthy person. Those skills, we are slowly losing those attributes and skills in our society today, but they are still very, very relevant and useful. People can recommend you based on what they know you can do, based on how honest you are. So it is something that we should not neglect. So think long term. That is principle 6. Okay. So briefly, I will just talk about the navigating the season when your next decision matters. So when you are in a season when you want to make a decision on how to move forward, either relocating, changing jobs, starting a business, whatever season you are, you need to know the season that you are in. Am I learning? Am I building? Am I expanding? Am I recovering? Am I repositioning? These are like 5 questions that you need to ask yourself, and it's very important to ask yourself these questions because knowing where you stand in this will now determine your next move. If it's that you are learning, fine, you can still stay where you are and you can keep learning. If it's that you are building, of course you can still stay where you are build and you can move to and build. If you are expanding, meaning you have to stay where you are and keep expanding on what you have built. If you are recovering, meaning you have to take it slowly, you are just recovering, no, step by step. Maybe you made some losses and then you are trying to gather profit again. And if you are repositioning, you need to know as well where to maybe change of location. These 5 questions are very, very important. You need to know if you are learning, if you are building, if you are expanding, if you are recovering, or if you are repositioning in that business. Some people, it can still be the same business, but you can rebrand. Like one of my friends that is into this revamping, she can revamp, and maybe your old bags, this and that. She will help you to revamp it, to change it, maybe use Ankara and print this and that. Your shoes, you change it. She was like, I think she was using her name before for the brand, something blessed signature or something. So she was like, she told me recently that she wants to change the name to Optex, something like that, because she does not only deal with Ankara fabrics or changing of bags. They also recycle this or plastic. They recycle plastic and all. And she really did that because she started getting a lot of opportunities. I think last week she was in China and all of that. But she's using that Optex now, that brand. So it's still the same thing. It's still the same. She's still the same person, but she was able to rebrand. So you need to know the season you are. She said she wants to change it to Optex, meaning that one will now cover everything, both the revamping, both the upcycling, both waste pollution, controlling waste management, and all of that. So know the season you are. Are you building? Are you expanding? Are you recovering? Or are you repositioning? So also you need to build from pressure. Some people, this is another framework. The first framework, know the season you are. The second framework, build from pressure. Like you don't expect everything to be fine. So be like, it's when everything is fine. No, that's when I'll make my next decision. No, you have to like be ready, and you need to be on a balance. You need to have a balanced state of mind before you make decisions, because those decisions, the result is going to have either affect it positively or negatively. So you need to be on a balanced state of mind before you make decisions. Don't make decisions when you are scared, when there is fear, or when there's social pressure, or when you are maybe envying somebody that I wish my brand can be like this, or when you have temporary emotions. Don't make decisions during such time. So don't build from pressure. You need to have a stable mind before you make decisions. Then count the cost. This thing I'm going to do, what is going to be the cost? What will it cost me? What will it require? What sacrifices do I need to make? Do I have the capacity to do this? Like I want to change my brand name. Do I have the capacity? What are the risks? What are the rewards? Those are the things you need to do. So framework 3 now, right? Count the cost. And then the next one, seek wise counsel. That's the next framework 4. You can meet people who are already in this business, in this job, for them to put you through in one way or the other. So I'll just go over the frameworks again very quickly. Framework 1, know the season you are. If it requires you to sit down and jot some things about yourself out, know the season you are. Am I building? Am I learning? Am I expanding? Am I recovering? Am I repositioning? So framework 1 for your next level decision, know the season you are in. Framework 2, don't build from pressure. Not when you are scared, not when you are under pressure, not when you are envious, not when you have temporary emotions. Don't make decisions when you are experiencing any of those. It will not give you clarity. All right, it will just create panic. Then framework 3, count the cost. There's something you want to do that you need to sit down, that you first need to sit down and know, what will this thing cost me? What will it require? Do I have the capacity? What are the risks? What are the rewards? So count the cost. Framework 3. Framework 4, seek wise counsel and advice from older professionals. So it's good to always talk to people that have gone the path that we have gone, because so that you can learn from their own experience. I don't know if we are following and getting exactly what I'm saying. So in conclusion, you can still have the 6P for success framework, just like I mentioned the other C's for um building. That's consistency, confidence, communication, character, and the rest. So now for the 6P's of success, we have purpose. You have to know why you exist, know what exactly you are doing. So purpose is number 1. Number 2, preparation. Build competence continuously. It's a continuous process, and that's why I said I like consistency. It means that you never stop. You just keep doing it. You just keep showing up. So the first one is purpose. Know why you exist. Know why you started the business, or why you are doing that particular job. Know the reason. Number 2, preparation. Build competence continuously. Number 3, people. You can't do without people. People used to say that some people are so blessed. I have people around me. Yes, people. Build meaningful relationships. Number 4, process. There's always a process for everything. Excuse me. So create repeatable systems. process that stand the test of time. Then persistency, this looks kind of like consistent, because you just stay consistent despite any setback, despite the odds, just be persistent. And then finally, performance, deliver excellently on your job. I've mentioned excellence already too before, so it's always important to deliver excellently on your job. Why this is also important is that if you are very excellent at your job, any amount you call whatever it is you are doing, people will be willing to pay, because they know that they will get value for their money and for their payment. So again, the 6 P's of success framework: purpose, preparation, people, process, persistence, and performance. So um before I conclude tonight, I would love us to answer some of these questions. You can just answer them within yourself, just to help you to, gain clarity. Or you can drop it. I don't know if you can drop it in the chat box. If there's a chat box here, we can drop it. What am I becoming known for? That's question number one. Reflection questions. What am I known for? Number two, what skill will make me indispensable in the next 5 years? Like, what am I really good at that will make me? And then this indispensable means very, very important, that people are seeking you out. Like, people want you. What skills will make you indispensable? Number three, which relationship do I need to nurture intentionally? Like, kind of relationship I need to build that will make me grow. And then number four, what decision am I postponing because of fear? This is very, very important. Like the post I made, am I scared of I don't want to leave my comfort zone. I don't want to lose money, or I don't want to lose capital or something. Or I just love this normal life. What are you, what are you postponing because of fear? That's number four. Then number five, what habits are strengthening or weakening my future? Very, very important. You need to sit down and take note. See, we are adults now. Nobody's going to come to take stock of your life. You need to like take charge of your life yourself. So what habits am I strengthening that is helping me, that is helping my future? Which one is weakening my future? Okay, what are the habits that are strengthening my future, and what are the habits that are weakening my future? I hope you understand that question. There are some things that you do that will make you become a better person. There are some things that affect you negatively. So look at all these habits. Maybe reading, building yourself. Those are good habits. But there are some habits. Maybe you spend long hours, overdue out, like very long hours on the phone, scrolling. Those things are weakening the future. So you need to sit down and check what habits you're going to stop and what habits you're going to continue. And number six, if my next decision succeeds, what opportunities could it unlock? So this one is like counting the cost. I mentioned counting the cost. If my next decision succeeds, what opportunities could it unlock for me? Maybe if you know the benefits of that, if you can write the benefits of your next big action, maybe to prompt you more, to go for it. And finally, if it fails, what lessons and recovery plan do I have? If it fails, what lessons and recovery plans do I have? I think these two last questions go in line with what I earlier, that it is, you never regret taking a step, like a positive step, a bold step. You never regret it. Nobody has ever regretted it. It's either you succeed at it. If you succeed at it, good for you, good job. And if you do not succeed at it, you have learnt. So either ways, you win. So that's why question 6 and 7 is saying, okay, if it succeeds, what opportunities is it unlocking? And if it fails, what lessons have I learned? Then how do I recover and do better next time? So that's just it. So my closing remark for us tonight: the quality of your future will not be determined by luck, your background, or the economy alone. It will be shaped by the platform you build today and the decision you make when the stakes are highest. So, whatever decision you are making today, always remember that it's for the future. And it is not by luck that anyhow what will be will be. No, it's not by your background that, oh, actually I'm not from a privileged home, or I'm not a nepo baby or something, like we do say. Or Nigeria economy is not even favorable. God no, I'm trying my best. Yes, Nigeria economy, we all know, but it's not, as it should be. But we can still do better. We still have people who are succeeding even in this economy. So don't leave your future to luck. Don't leave your future to chance. Take charge of your future. Take charge. It will be shaped by the platform you build today and the decisions you make today. So just know that whatever decisions you're making today is contributing to your future, either positively or negatively. And I urge us to make only the right decisions going forward. So thank you very much tonight. Thank you everyone for listening. I
Okay.
can see.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Wow.
Thank you so much. Wow. My note is full. So we started by talking about develop that we should develop relevant skills, build relationship, build visibility, and embrace innovation, right? And one of the things she said was that growth is not just waiting for opportunity, right? Growth is opportunity navigating towards you. That means what you are looking for is also looking for you, just the better version of you, right? So growth is you becoming that version that opportunity will be attracted to. So profound. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
So she said something about your greatest asset is you, right? Your greatest asset is you. And then we looked at the things we should invest in. That is character, competence, confidence, communication, consistency, right? My note is actually full. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. We have learned a lot tonight. So if you have any question, can you just I noticed Samuel was raising up his hands. So do you have a question for her before we move to our next expert? Mr. Benedict is already on the call.
Okay. Good evening, all. Thank you so much, ma, for the value shared this night. In fact, I've learned a lot. My regret is that I wasn't with the writing part, but I tried to put down so many things. I've learned a lot, most especially when you said got something from there. If you are building or if you are repositioning. So, my the reason why I raised my hand was that the last point that you made. I didn't get all where you mentioned about purpose. The is it the six P's?
Okay.
Purpose, yeah, the purpose and preparation. So I didn't get the rest. I was trying writing them down, and my
Okay.
network was fluctuating. Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right. Thank you. So I will just mention them again. So the first one is purpose. The second one is preparation. That's build competence continuously. The third one is people. Build meaningful relationships. People. And the fourth one is process. That creates repeatable systems. Systems that you can always come back to. Systems that keeps you going. So purpose, preparation, people, process, and then persistence, which is similar to being consistent. So persistence, despite the setback, despite whatever it is you're facing, you must be you must remain persistent. And then the last one is performance. Make sure you deliver excellently on all your jobs and roles. So I hope you got them now. Purpose,
Yes,
preparation,
yes.
people, process, persistence, and performance.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. So let me speak on one particular area you mentioned when you were talking about the skill sets that we should, develop. You mentioned something around skills that AI cannot imitate or cannot reproduce, right? So I think that just shows the whole essence of the expert economy, in that the credibility of AI content is being questioned, right? So you have different version of a particular topic, different version of a subject matter, so you don't even know which one is true. You don't know which one you should ride on. You don't know which one you should implement. So and that is where the expert economy comes in, whereby you need the guidance of an expert, right? To just show you the ropes and tell you, okay, all of these ideas are good, or maybe these ones are bad, these ones are good, this one is the one you need for your season right now, this is the one you should use for the next step and opportunity. So those are profound skills that we need. You mentioned leadership skills, communication, critical thinking, emotional intelligence, etc.,
Problem.
etc. Right. So thank
Yeah.
you so much, Ms. Damnola. Really, this was an awesome session, and we really appreciate um your presence with us tonight. We have gained clarity, actually. Thank you.
I'm glad. Glad to know that. Glad to know that. I'm glad to know that.
All right. So we're going to
Thank you
move
so
to
much.
the next session now. The next aspect.
This is the next one, please.
Sorry, please. I want to end this recording so that we can move to the next one. Mr. Benedict, are you ready for us? Good evening. How are you doing, sir? Can you hear me, sir? Mr. Benedict, Mr. Benedict, can you hear me?
Can you hear me now? I can
Okay,
hear
I
you.
can hear you now. Okay, I'm so glad to have you on board tonight.
Thank
Okay,
you so
so
much.
I'm just going to introduce you, and then I will allow you to dive on with what you have for us
Okay.
tonight. Okay. All right. So the next expert is Mr. Benedict, and I'm going to read out his portfolio so that we'll know who he is and give him the accolade that he deserves. All right, so Mr. Precious Benedict Waboise, he helps growth stage founders or growth stage businesses and founders scale their brand authority and drive conversion through elite creative direction, high ticket visual strategy, and media automation. So, as a creative strategist, he specializes in transforming complex business model into high-end visual narratives that capture attention and optimize ROI. Now, whether it is premium motion graphics, designs, faceless content creation framework, or corporate video presentation, his focus is to deliver what your audience needs to see in order for them to buy. So um he is a creative specialist and a growth stage founder. So Mr. Benedict is going to take us through um the clarity or how to get clarity in terms of creative specialist for growth stage founder. All right, sir. Over to you. You have the floor. You have our ears, our pen, our journals are ready. Over to you, sir.
Okay. Good evening, everyone, once again. I hope we are all doing fine this evening. Sorry I joined in pretty late, but it's all good. I still picked up some things when I joined. Thank you so much. So I'll be sharing my screen so that we can see. I don't know if my screen is visible now with the slide.
Yes, it is. We can see it.
Okay, okay. So thank you so much for introducing me. I'm Benedict Wambueze, a creative director and also a brand strategist. So our section today will basically be based on why growth stage founders or why anybody who wants to succeed needs digital solutions, because the world which we are moving into right now, you need to always pass out informations like clearly to the online space. It's not a matter of okay, you don't want to really do this, it's not necessary. Those are gone are the days whereby digital solutions, people see it as not a necessity stuff to do, but it is actually, because it's what help you allow your audience view your perception, understand what you want to do. So most founders treat creative and visual work as the last thing to invest in, something to get done later once the product or business is solid. But in the real life, how you look, sound, and present is part of the business. So you need to always come up and show up online, either through video edit, graphic design, or digital marketing, whatever it may be. You need to always be out there so that people can actually see you. So moving on to my section, I have here with me a slide. Sorry, it might not, I'm not going to really take much time, but then we'll have about some couple of minutes to share our ideas with. So, building high converting visual ends that scale business authorities. There are 7 practical ways to solve this for growth stage founders. So we have our complete 7 ways, 7 areas rather, to do this. First is creative design and branding identity. Second is cinematic video editing. Then the third one, motion graphics. Then the fourth is faceless content framework. The fifth is business idea video presentation. Then the sixth one is AI automation and agent. Then the seventh is creative, add creative direction. These all 7 areas are very necessary for anybody who wants to become a business owner or sell a product or service, because these 7 areas are what you need to put together so that you can be able to stand out in the public, so that you can be able to allow your audience view your perception, like they understand you better. You might be doing all these things now without showing your actual face or even showing your face too, but these 7 areas are the stuff you need as a business, as a stage growth founder, to be able to stand out, to be able to be unique, to be able to allow your audience understand that, okay, this is what this particular brand or business is about. Without these areas, you might be lacking, you might be in the olden days whereby you just know some certain group of people that wants to just work with you based on how you have known them. But if you are working on these 7 areas online, you are it's making you allow more outreach. Like, you are going to be able to, people will start seeing your brand as, oh, I love this concept, I love this brand, they don't even need to start messaging the customer care or anything. But once they see all these 7 areas on your page or your advertising platform, they have clear understanding, clear clarity of what the brand is all about. So moving on, we're talking about creative design and branding and brand identity. The problem growth stage founders have for this aspect: founders look inconsistent across platform, and that inconsist founders look inconsistent across platform, and that inconsistency quietly kills trust before a sale ever happens. This is a situation whereby business owners don't really, they think their flyers or advertising materials or all of those things online don't really matter, but they actually do, and you need to be consistent about it, because it helps you drive sales, it helps you build your audience, it helps you build your perception, it helps, is an infrastructure very valid. You need to always know that your creative design and your identity needs to stand out. It's a very, very important thing, whether you are a growth stage founder or someone that has gone into business, because we have some business owners that are doing very well actually, but they don't really they feel they don't really need the online presence. But looking at the world where we are today right now, it is very, very vital so that it helps you reduce the stress of communication by yourself. You need to always put out some, not, I won't say beautiful designs, but informative designs out there. So what it looks like for you to be able to have good brand identity, you need your logo, your color, that's your particular brand color, that oh, whenever they see this color, they know it belongs to this particular brand. Typography guidelines, template for your social and pitch decks, then one identity used everywhere. When you create your, there's what we call brand identity. When you want brand identity, involves all of these things I've mentioned. That's your logo, color, typography. Then can you hear me? Okay.
This is the demo.
Yes, we can hear you.
So okay. So it involves all of these stuff and starting a brand.
Okay, ma.
Okay.
Later, ma.
Starting a brand first will require you to build a very strong brand identity. Someone I would advise anybody that wants to start a business of selling a product or service, you need, the first thing you have to do is your brand structure. You need to always look for you need to always come up with an idea that okay, how do I want my brand to look like? What's my logo going to give out? What color, different colors have their different meaning. So it just depends on what you want, what your brand is all about. So you pick your colors, you pick your font also that really resonate with your brand. So building brand identity is very, very important from the beginning part of your business. In fact, it's like the seed you need to plant first. After building your concept ideas, then the next thing is your brand identity. That particular angle of mastery that you everyone needs to know, this is this particular brand. Take for example now Nike and MTN. Wherever we see their logo, we see their color, we on their typo and all of those things, we already know, even without anybody telling us, this belongs to Nike, this belongs to MTN, this belongs to Adidas. So it's very, very important for you to build your brand identity from the start stage after developing your brand idea, your concept of what you want to give out. So who are the people that needs this creative design and brand identity? Anyone whose brand still looks different depending on who made the last post. Like some brands now, their branding identity does not really give out what the value they want to give to the people. They have different value, they have different brand identity. So we need to ensure that our brand identity works in line with our value. They need to work hand in hand so that whenever you see this particular brand, you already know this is a structured and well developed brand. So we're going to the next one, which is cinematic video editing. The problem here is raw footage doesn't convert. Flat pacing loses viewers in the first 3 seconds. This is a very critical aspect in the digital space because some of our growth founders or anybody who wants to own a business or service just record themselves with their camera stuff or phone and just be like, it's enough, just let me just post what I want to post. Meanwhile, I won't say it doesn't work that way. It works for some people that way based on what you want to do. But then the real ideal thing to do is to ensure that your video comes out best and gives you that value your brand deserves. Whatever you might be talking about, let's say for example now, a brand like Nike, if they are shooting a video content, they won't just hold their cameras and just take the frames and videos of what they want to do, then join everything together and then put it out. No, there need to be a story driven part of that stuff, of the videos they are taking, so that it needs to come out well. Like once you upload such videos to the public, they see it as, oh wow, this is a really, really nice concept. They don't just see it as a normal raw footage that you just do in your room or your house, just make a video and post it. No, you have to make your video look what exactly your brand is talking about. It needs that feel of your brand. Then what it looks like, story driven cuts, we have our color grading, we have our sound design that makes content feel premium and not amateur. So all of these things come together now to make your video which you have recorded look very, very appealing and very, very public. So as a creative strategist, it's not just advisable to just create your video and just upload it. When you make your video as a growth stage founder, you ensure that you contact who is an expert in this aspect to help you build that storytelling habit with your video, whereby they add some motion graphics, like I said, color grading, sound design, and all of that stuff to make it appealing, make it look communicative with your audience. So they will feel like, oh, I love what this brand is doing. I love their perception. I love how they do their stuff. I love how they present themselves. So who needs this cinematic video editing? Founders or anybody who wants to own a business, posting video that isn't holding attention or doesn't feel high end yet. Like I said before, posting a video that you just make in your comfort zone and just be like, oh, I don't really care. Let me just post it that way. You really need to care, because a lot of people who are very, very advanced in the world might be watching, will be watching rather. So when they see a video that is up and then that video is catchy, is story driven, then they tend to. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, please, I can hear you clearly. I think it's a
I
network.
think somebody is saying the person can't hear me clearly. I don't know. Okay, let's continue. So your videos, to round it up, needs to be very exceptional. It needs to be excellent. You need an expert that will help you. If you can't do it yourself, then you need someone who can help you organize that particular videos that you upload to your audience, so that they see your brand as a very, very structured and planned organization. So moving on to the next one, we have high-end motion graphics. This is another part of the digital space. This aspect now, you can actually use it without shooting yourself. Like there are some videos where you go online, you see some animations, like some advertisements whereby there's no face actually in it, but you see some storytelling content. Like you don't actually see somebody talking or speaking to the camera directly, but when you watch it, you feel marveled that, wow, I love this advert, I love this concept, I love this story. So motion graphics is just like video also, but then it does not really mean you have to take a video of yourself. So this is another aspect too. So the problem, static content, which is normal designs you just make, like with your Photoshop and whatever tool you feel you can. Static content can't explain complex idea fast enough for social attention span. We all know in this world that our first 3 seconds now in our video or content that we put online, it's very, very key. Like after your thumbnail or your um, design cover, your first 3 seconds is also an important area. So this kind of high-end motion graphics now can help you retain that audience attention for the first 3 seconds so that they watch to the end, because using motion graphics is a very, very sweet thing if you have the good expert team handling it for you, because it saves a lot of stress of explanation with your normal static designs. People get to understand more, people get to feel the story behind the whole motion graphics. So what it looks like, animated data, that is when you are trying to present your let's say you're trying to do you're trying to present a data of maybe after knowing the particular thing about your brand. Like you just don't want to make, let's say for example now, our clarity series show, you want to make it look very excellent. You don't just want to design a flyer and then post it. You can come up with like there's a you can come up with a motion graphics that will explain better than the normal static. Like it makes the viewers feel, wow, I love this concept, I love this storytelling, I love this. They even want to stay and watch to the end because your first 3 seconds already captured the beginning. So motion graphics is another aspect that needs to be looked into in the digital space as a stage growth founder. It helps, it works in line with video editing. If you can't shoot yourself, like video yourself, then you can as well venture into motion graphics. It works the same way. So animated data, kinetic typography, instead of just having your text just appear, your text can actually be moving and then it retains attention. Or and then product or process visualization. Let's say you want to explain your, like for people now into data analysis now, you have a presentation to make, and then you now, instead of presenting a slide that I am just doing now, you can now make it a motion graphics that whereby all these things I'm showing you guys now are making some little movement in the background. Like you now begin to, your eye begin to go there that, oh, why is this thing moving this way? I think they're trying to pass an information to us, that kind of stuff. So who needs it? Anyone trying to explain a product or framework or process that is hard to grab from text or static images. I already said it before. Like static images are not bad actually, but if you want to advance yourself, like if you want to go, motion graphics is the next level, so that your static image you can upgrade it and then your audience feel good and amazed about it. So our next one is faceless content framework. This is a very technical aspect whereby most work in this content part is done without showing your face. We have so many growth stage founders that are shy of, or not, let me not say shy, that are too busy to sit down and start recording themselves, but they want to sell their product or service. Like they are desperate about selling their product or service. An aspect that works really well for them is called faceless content framework. So the problem here is founders want volume and reach without becoming a full-time on-camera creators. Like some business owners want content out there talking about their product or business. You every time for this kind of problem of feeling tired, making videos and all of those things, then you need to look into faceless content before you create high-end videos with even motion graphics that tells what the audience need to see without even showing your face. It's like the upgrade too of gives them a lot of this reality, like original look. But I must tell you that a lot of things we watch online, some of them were not even recorded, some of them were not even